club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Showing you see how it started with the image of Christ and Christ being black? It's deeper than that. You following, right? He showed you Christ was black. Christ is a what? A Jew, right? Christ is he a Jew from the tribe of Judah. He showed you the Jews is black. So that's how he showed you Christ is black, his people is black. Now hold on. And all of these other, Adam was black. He just showed you Job was black. Now this is King Solomon. I know you heard of King Solomon. But did you ever know he was black though? Nah, read that. The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black, but comely. He said, I'm black, but comely. You understand? These scriptures in every Bible. It's in your grandma's Bible. It's the Bible at the church. It's the Bible they using to hold up the kitchen table with the broken leg. It's the same Bible that got dust on it. All of this is in the same Bible. So why don't you know this? Why wasn't this taught to you? Because it's a reason. You understand? We are the people of God. Because we so-called black people, right? We the true Israelites. It click. All praises to the Most High. It clicked for you. Because that's what I was going to ask you. How do we go from being the Israelites? Because at one point we knew that. And the whole world knew that. And we ruled the whole world. But now, we niggers, African American, Negro, black, how do we get there? What happened? Why we not, you said the white Jesus? It's a reason. How do we even get to that? Brother man, what we going over? What's your name? V? And what's your name? Juwan? V and Juwan. So what we talking about is, it once was world renowned that us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, God's chosen people. But now we don't know that. We think we're Native American, Mexican, black, whatever, right? So how do we get to that point? We gotta put the melting pot. America is the melting pot. And how do we get to America? We were forced. What's that called? Come on, you hitting it, B. You woke up cooking with gas. What is that called when we were forced to come here? Slavery. That's right. Where the sun's at? Look at the sun. We know our people visual. That's why we got these signs up. You understand? Slavery. So slavery is how we lost our names. Everybody familiar with roots, right? Kunta Kinte had a name, right? Which we know. We was in Africa for about 1,000 years after we left our homeland. You understand? So then, that's how we got those African names and such like that. But it's a demonstration of him being beat and him, what they say? He kept saying, Kunta Kinte, they'll whip him and say Toby. You understand? So what, his name was beaten out of him. That happened to us in slavery. No, y'all not the Israelites. You a nigga. You a Negro. You black. They killed off all of the strong ones. What do you read to you in Revelation? It said whoever wouldn't worship the image of the beast, which is the white image of Jesus that they gave us in slavery, would be killed. So it's either you conform to the slavery or you was put to death. Now why would God chosen people go through that? That's the question. Don't black people like the question, where is God? Why would God allow us to heaven? So that's the question I ask y'all. Do y'all know? If we God chosen people, how are we getting slavery? Did this happen to everybody? No, right? Sis, how you doing, sis? Did slavery happen to everybody? No, it did not, right? When we got chosen people, why did it happen to us? That's what we're going over. We established that we are the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, according to the Bible. God chosen people. Good. God punished us as his children. The question is why? Huh? Yeah, jealous God. So in order for God to get jealous, that means we was giving attention to something or somebody else, right? We were. We wanted to go and give me Proverbs 3:31, then we going to Deuteronomy 28. We wanted to envy the other nations. We saw what the white people was doing and the gods that they were worshiping. We wanted to do that. We saw what the Chinese in them was doing. We wanted to do that. We saw what Arabs and Africans was doing. We wanted to do that because we're not African. That's why when we came out of Egypt, Moses told us, after all the things y'all learned in Egypt, don't do that. We different. We are the Israelites. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
The Bible says not to envy your oppressor. We going over slavery. That's our oppressors. Who put us in slavery? Talk to me. Who was it? Who oppressed us? Who? All right, we not scared. Sis, you was? Who did it, sis? Okay, all praise. We ain't nobody scared up here. All praise to the Most High. And what? And choose none of his ways. And choose none of his ways. That's what God told us. Well, we choose his ways. Christmas is not the ways of God. You understand? All the church on Sunday, that's not the ways of God. You understand? Doing drugs, multiple wives, all these things, that's not the ways of God. But we do that because the other nations do that. Therefore, God had to punish us. You got kids? You got kids?
I appreciate y'all.
Hold on.
The Bible stated that God was Christ out.
All right. The Bible don't say that. Get that scripture. Matter of fact, do you remember what scripture we went to prove the image of Christ? Revelation what? Pay attention, sis. Revelation what? What? You close. Revelation 1:14 and 15.
That's right.
Read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Now she might say, that's talking about Peter, that's talking about somebody else. Read verse 1 real quick.
Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So you know we're talking about Christ. Now go back.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
He has woolly hair as the texture, just like the hair you got underneath the braids. Now that's black people hair, right? And the color of it was white.
Read. As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
White Jesus got what color eyes? Blue eyes. White people got blue and green eyes. That says eyes was red. Don't our eyes be red? All right, read on.
And his feet is what? And his feet.
I'm looking at your feet. Are your feet different from the rest of your body? Okay, read.
Like unto fine brass.
What color is brass? Brown. So his feet was what color? So off the tongue, he not a white. He not a white man. Finish.
As if they burned in a furnace.
But they were so brown to the point where they were black. It was like they was burned in the furnace. So what color does the Bible say Jesus was? Okay, so now we got that. Now let's go back to Deuteronomy. And I want verse 37. Because we get to, how do we go from Israelites to African Americans? How do we go from Israelites to being black? How do we go from Israelites to being bloods, crooks, niggas, all of these things, dots, bad bees? How do we get there? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
Now we're going to break those words down. An astonishment is something that's just amazing to look at. It's something that just shocks you. You ain't never seen nothing like this before. How many times you see black people on the news with the most craziest stuff? Black people do each other the worst in the world. We do each other damn near almost as worse as the white man do us. With these gangs, with so on and so forth. It's like we under a spell. That spell is sin. That's the spell we under. We are breaking God's commandments. It's a proverb. A proverb is saying against us, right? How many saying you know? Back then they used to have, niggas love chicken and watermelon. Right? They got all these different sayings about black people, right? And then they said, what's that last one they said?
A proverb and a byword.
You know what a byword is? A byword is another name outside of what God gave you. That's why on the sign, we got the names that God gave us, and then we got the names we were given in slavery. These slave names are bywords. Juwan, you're not an African American. Why are they making you check that off on the box? Why are they making you check that off? That's not who you are. Now, who go to church and who was raised in the church? Why they didn't read this to you? There's not a different Bible. Because like the officer said, the church, white Jesus, the cross, all of that is in cahoots to keep us in slavery. All of that was given in slavery and that's meant to keep us in slavery. Isaiah 65 and 15. It's a curse that we under. That's why we don't know who we are. That's why we don't know we're Israelites. That's why our history is not taught in schools.
The way they got us over here is just like you would do some animals. So that's what they thought about us.
Now, is that in the Bible?
That's how you do the animals.
We all know how we got over here, right? How we get over here to America? By ships, right? Is that in the Bible? No? What you say? It ain't in the Bible. What you say? It's in the Bible. This our history book. Look at her face. Look at her face. This not a religion book.
Oh, you talking about the punishment?
The slave ships. Us golden ships.
That's right.
It was told to us. This is not a religion book. This is our history book. This is our book. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, nobody say, that's in Egypt. We in America, right? When we were in Egypt, before Moses, the Lord used Moses to come and deliver us, what were the Israelites doing in Egypt? Slaves. So Egypt, he's just using that word because it means bondage. It means slavery. Can we prove that? I could be making stuff up. The Bible said, don't trust man. That's why we go into the scriptures. Read. You know what I want?
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
We study our history. That's how you should be. That's how you should be. And you should be like that to teach the children. Read. Verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. So he brought us out of Egypt, right? What was that called? Read. Out of the house of bondage. If you in bondage, you in what? You in slavery. You see how the Bible explains itself? Why people got to go get all of these different kind of books that's saying stuff that's not in the Bible? They got false history, drawing back to when Jesus was white and all of that. All of that's BS. Go back, read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt,
into slavery again, because he delivered us the first time. But there's a reason why we was going to go back. Read.
With ships. With what? With ships.
With ships. The slave ships is in the Bible.
Read on, that's not it. By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So when Moses was telling us right here, it was a prophecy. Guess what? In 1492, in 1619, transatlantic slave trade, sub-Saharan slave trade, in the early 1400s, it became history. That's when it actually happened. Our Hispanic and Native American brothers and sisters went into slavery when Christopher Columbus and them came over here. And they started to ship them back to Spain, to Portugal, so on and so forth. They were slaves over there. They kicked us out. And guess what? We fled deep into Africa, on the west coast of Africa. Guess what? In the early 1600s, they went and got us and brought us over here on ships.
Read on. Thou shalt see it no more again.
The it we were never going to see again was our homeland, which is what? Help me out. No, our homeland ain't Egypt. We were slaves in Egypt. Why would that be our homeland?
Sis said, hold on, let me step over here.
Why would that be our homeland? We were slaves there. What would it be? Israel. Can we prove that?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.